What's up, y'all? Welcome back to the channel. As you know, my name is Joe. Here are my 2026 Pokemon card store goals. As you know, I sell on a website, I vend locally, and then I also sell through Facebook Marketplace and stuff for locals, or just some locals that already know me just kind of hit me up. So my first goal is really just do more content. I've really been liking shorts and reels and stuff like that lately. The algorithm, whether it's YouTube or Instagram, really push the reels. I know when I doom scroll, it's just reel after reel after reel after reel. So same deal with this. I think I've hit 30K impressions on Instagram already this month, and we're only halfway through the month, which is way higher than I've ever gotten. I think the most I've ever gotten was like 6. So that's huge. That's a lot of traffic, and I think one of the reels hit over 6K, which is huge for me. And when that happened, it's free advertisement. Just like with this, when I say shop Makspacks.com, we have Mega Dream for $110, or we have Team Rocket for $90, or Mega Evolutions booster boxes for $230. Like, that's a free advertisement. But seriously, go shop Makspacks.com. Anyway, when that happened, when stuff blows up like that, I saw a major increase in boost to traffic on my website. I get some orders from that. Sometimes I don't. It is what it is. You can't force somebody to buy something, but that increased traffic is exposure and free advertisement. Who doesn't love that, especially in business? I really like the shorts. They're quick to film, easy to edit, and again, the algorithm's all favorite. So why not? It's a little harder to get monetized that way. I've definitely picked up a lot of subscribers that way, but I definitely need to focus more on maybe not focus, but I definitely need to put out long form content, maybe every other day or every 2 days. I definitely don't want to just put out bullcrap. I think there's enough of that out there already. So I've struggled with that in the past where, all right, there's no good news, or because of my job, I'm late to the news or something like that. And it's just like, well, it's not really worth putting out now. So then I wait, and then a week goes by and I don't post anything on, long form wise, but I'm still posting shorts and stuff. But long form wise is how you get monetized, how you make, money off of YouTube, which is my second goal in 2026. I'd like to get monetized. You need 1,000 subscribers and I think 4,000 watch hours or something like that. Right now we're not really close to that. I didn't even expect to get this far with YouTube, to be honest. So shout out to the 200 or 300 people that watch me, I guess, or subscribe, who actually want to listen to what I want to say. Like, that's insane. I never in a million years would have thought that. I kind of picture it as, I'm on stage in the auditorium and y'all are just sitting in the auditorium watching. Like, maybe even you bought a ticket. I mean, it's free entry, but quote unquote bought a ticket to come watch me speak or talk about whatever I want. And that's sweet. That's awesome. So definitely want to, make more content, push that for free advertisement and monetization. And then I can start doing the giveaways and I guess give backs, whatever you want to call it, from that. And that kind of just would be a snowball effect. As the page grows, the monetization increases, the free advertisement essentially increases, and then I can, do bigger give backs, whatever. Say $500 was the income from the month on monetization for YouTube. I can give that back in the form of whatever's $500 now, Silver Tempest booster box, or whatever, you guys comment. Would you rather have, 3 winners of 100 and whatever, $50, or 1 winner of a larger prize, whatever it would be. And I would just kind of base that off of what feedback I get. I'd also like to grow the Discord group a little bit. I think we're at 45 members right now, and it's just a cool place for everybody to hang out. There's a link in bio, whether you use the link tree or you use YouTube. There's a link in the description in YouTube. If you're on a different platform, there's a link in my bio in the link tree, and you can click that and join that way. It's nothing crazy. I don't pay for anything. It's just a cool place for people to hang out. And I've met a lot of cool people there. We have a buy sell trade, so if you're looking for something in your collection, or just master setting or something like that, or if you're local to North Carolina, we have a little tab for that. local restocks people can call out and just stuff like that. I'll post for big restocks as well. Nothing too crazy, just a cool place for us to hang out. I'd also like to further my email list. That's how I'm going to get distro one day, and that leads me into the next one, distro. Obviously that's not going to happen this year. Why would it, right? I didn't earn it. I just started this year in February. I'm nobody in the sense of Pokemon businesses or websites or stores or I don't even have a brick and mortar, but that's the easiest way to get it, is to get a brick and mortar, but also way riskier, way harder. I wouldn't even be able to operate a brick and mortar. With the way the Pokemon market is as well, I definitely see a crash coming. I don't know when, probably sometime middle of next year or to the end of next year. There's a lot of people saying the crash is right now. There's still a lot of stuff really high and booming, but that leads me to stuff like this with like inventory. Crazy. Everybody wanted these when they were $100 a piece, whatever, 3 months ago, and now you can get them for MSRP. Nobody wants them. So, just taking opportunity as it presents itself. If, I can grab this at MSRP, I've been around before. I know that's not going to be MSRP in 2 years when it's out of print, and Searching Sparks only has, another year left anyway. So I'm cool with holding on to them. I don't really mind. I can't throw it on the website because I'd be at a loss, and I can't really afford to take too many losses when you're this small and your margins are this small. Losses can really put you under really fast. And Brian from PokeNE does a really good video on that, where he basically talks about how his shipment was delivered to the wrong place, and something like that would effectively put me under for a very long time. I don't know if it'd be recovered. I do think the market has taken a step back. I mean, obviously we can see that even with vending websites, market pricing of stuff. But I still think it's pretty strong from where it could be. Even from vending, you can still see there's a lot of buyers, but they're definitely a lot cheaper. And for some reason, people don't want to take advantage of the deals that are there. Like I said, this was $100, 3 months ago, and now you can get it for MSRP and nobody wants it. That's the deal. The deal is right there. People don't want it. So as I don't fully understand that, I take advantage of that. But I do have a goal to get distro at some point, and again, the Discord group, the YouTube subscribers, and email list is stuff that I could all use to get distro one day. Colin from Poke Office, Nostalgianomics, and I think Brian's distributors all contacted them because of YouTube. So it just makes sense. And if there's something to focus on, it would be YouTube. Which is why the long form content is so important. Been getting a lot of people asking about One Piece. I don't do One Piece. English stuff, I believe there's a monopoly on the English stuff. It's only through one distro. I can't remember who it is. It might be Alliance or something like that. So that's obviously off the table. I've gotten some requests for Japanese One Piece, but I just don't see the popularity in that. Nobody, when you vend at shows, nobody's looking for that. Nobody, it's just not a thing for me. I don't want to stretch myself too thin. So that's kind of a no-go for me. I'm also going to, for the most part, stay away from Magic the Gathering and sports cards. I love the Patriots, as you can tell from the Patriots gear and stuff I rep in some of the videos. But I just need to take away from collecting. I'm going to stop doing master sets once I complete Destined Rivals. I'm sure I could be persuaded to do another master set in the future. I mean, I like Pokemon, I like master sets, and Destined Rivals is a great set. 151 was a great set, so I had to do it, and it's a ton of fun. Opening packs is also free content with shorts and reels and stuff like that, so it does help a little bit. But at the same time, it's kind of the time cost, the monetary cost, the energy cost is just better put somewhere else. And same thing with Magic the Gathering stuff. Yeah, I get the buy and hold for 5-10 years, but the reality is Magic is just too expensive. The MSRP for the UB Collector booster boxes being $400 or $500, and then, you know, crashing down to $300 right now it's just too high when I can get, oh, at least I have a chance at getting Pokemon booster boxes at $160, and over the course of 30 years, they've never failed. Like, why would I go to Magic? I do have some, not really selling most of it. Some of it I am, but what I have, I'm just gonna sit on, and I'm not really looking to do anything else unless it's a home run set, something like Final Fantasy, Lord of the Rings, Fallout, you know, something that kind of fits into the, I guess, Wizards of the Coast, or something that fits into the Magic's own IP, then maybe, but outside of that, I'm not touching it. I also should add that I need to stop buying PC Pokemon cards. Again, once I complete the Pokemon Center stamped Scarlet and Violet set, I'm probably not going to really touch any of those anymore unless they just get real dirt cheap in the bear market. Then I probably will, but I just need to put all that capital, resources, and everything into business, vending, whatever it is. And I also say that I'm moving a lot of my sports stuff. So there's a bunch of like vintage baseball sets that are worth a decent amount. I'm looking to move all of those, just as Pokey has said in other videos, just get rid of it all and use that to essentially operate your business. And I've kind of fell into that where I wasn't doing that, and I realized the power of doing so. So am I a year late? Yeah, I'm a year late, but I'm going to be looking to move a lot more of that stuff and just double down essentially with my operating capital. Buying at 80% really doesn't leave you a good profit margin. I tend to only take 10% after processing fees and payment fees and all of that. But, you know, there's some English stuff where I've taken a little bit higher percentage just because I'm okay if I get stuck with it. Cool. You know, I started off as Pokemon investing. I started off with booster boxes, ETBs, Pokemon Center ETBs, stuff like that. And just and loose packs and just stuff like that. So I don't, you know, I'm okay with getting stuck with it because I know in 5 years it'll be higher. And what am I supposed to do? Fire sell it for break even? No, I'll just throw it in the closet. And I mean, I still work my normal day job, my normal career, my W-2, whatever you want to call it. And fortunately right now, that's what pays my bills, and whatever I have left over, I can put into the business, and I pretty much do that. But I can also, because of that, I can use that to just sit on stuff. And whatever, when Mega Evolutions goes out of print and is $500 a booster box, then I'll throw it up on the website and I'll be chilling. I'm not worried about fire selling. Is that the wrong thing to do? Maybe. I haven't really heard a whole lot of people talking about this. I know Nostalgianomics, Alex says like he just gets his case from distro and throws it on the shelf, and then everything he uses for his rip and ships and stuff is all bought secondhand. And that seems to be working for him. So why wouldn't it work for me? So I'm just gonna keep doing that. With whatever doesn't sell, I'll just throw it in my closet. If I can't get the higher margin, okay, no big deal. But when it comes to buying stuff, ideally I'd like to be around 70% moving forward, especially for sealed stuff. Sometimes I can see going up to 75%. Just gives me the comfortable profit margin. I usually like to throw stuff up on the website around 95% if I can. So, you know, I get the processing fees, and I'm gonna have to pay sales or taxes and potentially sales tax to whatever state it is, etc. So all of that adds up, and 70 to 75% is definitely way more comfortable. That leaves a little bit of room for, you know, the market to not crash but correct. And again, that gives us back to this. Like, if I throw this up for MSRP, I'm losing processing fees, shipping fees, I guess not income tax, not sales tax, and I guess probably not taxes because it'll be a wash. But I'm taking an L. It doesn't make sense. Like, again, I know in 3 years when this goes out of print, it's going to be more than MSRP. So it doesn't make sense for me to fire sale it. I like to lift stuff at 95% if possible. Sometimes I can do a little lower. A lot of times I can't. And again, Nobody wants to set market. Nobody wants them at MSRP. A lot of places, they're sitting on the shelves. That's an excellent opportunity for me to buy and hold and sit on it. And if you ask your bigger shops with a lot of that are very liquid, they're doing the exact same thing. They're doing the exact same thing. It makes sense. I love vending the local card shows. I met a lot of cool other vendors, met a lot of cool locals, and some of them have, met up with me afterwards and bought some more stuff afterwards, or whatever that may be. I've gotten email list subscribers. That's awesome. But at the same time, it's only getting me locals, which doesn't really help the website. Sure, it drives sales, but it doesn't really help the website, if you know what I mean. Which, if this does get bigger, I would like to kind of stop the, I'll meet you for the booster box, because it does take a lot of time. It really does take a lot of time to, go back and forth in messages and then set up a meeting time and, drive there and do the transaction. It takes a lot of time, and I'd rather just ship stuff out. That makes things so much easier. Oh, by the way, you can see some packages over there, wherever it's hard. So that's got to go out today too. Like I said, I love vending. Maybe I should try to start driving a little further away. Maybe I could go up into Virginia a little bit, because that's not a super far drive, but it's far enough away that, it's another state away. I'm not tapped into that market at all, so people can kind of talk to me, get my name out that way. That might be something really cool to look into. When I vend, it's nothing crazy. I keep expenses super low, load it all into my car or my girlfriend. When I vend, I do exactly what everybody recommends, keep expenses super low. We'll throw everything in the car and drive wherever it is. Like I said, I've been locally, so I either spend the night at my place or my girlfriend's place or whatever, and we'll pack food for lunch. So she usually makes sourdough, and we'll buy lunch meat or protein bars or whatever and just kind of snack all day until dinner time, and then we'll go pig out at whatever fast food or restaurant we want. And it's nothing super expensive. I don't go to the 5-star Michelin restaurant, obviously. If you look at my Instagram stories, you'll see, I think the last time we went to Freddy's. So nothing super crazy. Keep the expenses super low. I wouldn't be looking to buy a hotel room or anything like that, and that's the issue with going further away. Probably the most important thing, and not even business-wise, just personal-wise, career-wise, everything, lower your distractions. Doom scrolling, I touched on that earlier. It really grabs you and hooks you. Again, PokeMonCCG has a really good video on clearing a lot of that crap out of your, Instagram or algorithm. You basically reset your algorithm. And I did that, but as people send you stuff, it changes your algorithm again, so you gotta kind of keep doing it. So I guess just trying to limit distractions as much as possible, and that keeps you focused, keeps you on. That helps me keep focused and keep focused at the task at hand. I have this, as I'm sure as you can tell, my mind likes to go boop, 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 and then kind of circle back. It's so weird. I see the packages again. So now my mind's on that. So just keeping distractions at a minimum and trying to keep focused on building the brand, building the website, building the community, whatever you want to say, parasocial relationships, etc. I fully intend to keep on Pokemon investing. Like I said, I'm touching back on it again. These at $60, no brainer. 50, whatever it is, whatever you find them at the stores, no brainer, absolutely no brainer. And the fact that people aren't doing it makes no sense to me. But I fully intend to keep doing that, and that's putting stuff away for later, essentially. So next year, 2 years around, as long as my shop is still around, I'll throw those up on the website, or I'll put them up locally and somebody will buy them, and that's more operating capital into the business. For some reason, people don't like to buy on the way down. It's scary. Ooh. But that's the time to buy. That's when it makes sense. And that, sure, I'm missing $60 that I could spend right now, but in the long term, it's going to give me $200 that I can use in 2 years. Great return, great gain. It's a no-brainer to me. Originally, when I made my website in February. I said I'd give it 2 years to be profitable. I'm profitable in year 1, which is great. We'll see next year if it does, crash, if we could still be profitable. I know I've bought some things just for tax write-offs already, and so that's perfectly fine with me. But I think the new time frame is 5 years for distro, so we're looking at 2030. That's a longer term goal, not a goal for 2026. As we end this video, on your way out, drop a comment below. What was your favorite Scarlet and Violet Pokemon set? Smash that subscribe button. Head over to the website, Makspacks.com, grab yourself Mega Dream, or whatever else we have in stock. We just got to restock. That's all I got for you guys. I'll see you on the next video.